Good evening, everyone, and welcome this evening to Caradonna's Master Series. And tonight we will have a presentation by our good friend Parker Davis on Divi Flamingo Beach Resort in Bonaire. The session will run through, and then we'll have a Q&A at the end for about 15 minutes with our agent Kim Mackey, and she'll bring up the most topical points. So without further ado, you can go ahead and take us away, Parker, to Bonaire. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Parker Davis. I'm the regional sales manager with Divi Resorts. I'm actually here in our corporate office, which is in North Carolina. So what we're going to do is show you a 5-minute video that's a good overview of the resort. And then when that finishes, I'm going to show you a PowerPoint with a lot of bullet points, tell you about our dive packages, all that good stuff. Okay. So that's our little video, and you know, the video covers a lot, which is nice, and that's why I like to show it. So now we're gonna switch over to my PowerPoint if I know how to do that.
It's ready. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, so well, to start with, we'll show you the island of Bonaire. So for anybody who doesn't know, Bonaire is just off the coast of Venezuela, 50 miles off the coast. It's a great island. It's outside the hurricane belt, which is very important because it's so far south. It's a year-round destination. The air temperatures in the low to mid 80s year-round. The water temperature is in the high 70s, January through March, and then April through December, it gets more into the low 80s. Of course, world-class diving. Bonaire is known for shore diving because of all these great dive sites all up and down this coast. So there's 65 dive sites here, and then Klein Bonaire, which is a little uninhabited island, has an additional 19 dive sites. And the cool thing about Bonaire basically is a coral reef, kind of popped up out of the water. So all the diving here is going to be coral reef diving. The visibility is 80 to 100 feet. But the cool thing about Bonaire is most of the marine life is going to be in the 40 to 60 foot range. And so, you know, you can get more dives in, which makes it nice. And it's year-round perfect, you know, conditions for diving. It's great for new divers, as well as, you know, seasoned, well-experienced divers. And the cool thing, so if you can see, it's really small on here, but this little number 34, that's actually where our resort is located. And 34, our house reef is actually called Calabas. So that's right here. So again, we're a really great location on the island because we're about middle of where all these great dive sites are. That's important because if you do any of the boat diving, the boats can get you to any of these dive sites and you're only on the boat for like anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. So that's a nice advantage. Here's the airport right here. It's literally, it's 6 to 8 minutes from our resort. And then Kralendijk is actually the main town, and that's a 5-minute walk from our resort. So really great location. And then, so all diving over here, the whole island is about 21 miles long by about 7 miles wide at the widest point. It's mostly flat. And then you get up here, this is a national park. So this is kind of like their high point on the island. So it's really cool. You can do a tour through the national park, which is really cool. And as many people know, you know, the island is very green. And then about 2 years ago, Bonaire actually got one of the first blue designations in the world, meaning that they've been protecting their coral reef for 25 to 30 plus years. You know, they did it way before it was vogue to be, you know, protecting the reef and all of that. So that's why their reef system is really healthy and while the diving is so great. So really cool. And that's really important now with our environment. I'm actually going to jump down to, I'm going to go ahead and show you a map of our resort. So real quick, we have 129 rooms total. We're a full resort. So we have our pool view rooms over here. This is one of our main pools, freshwater. We have our oceanfront rooms here. We have Pure Sun Deck, which is a 2nd-story terrace. We have chaise lounges, massage, and drink service up there. You saw that in the video. We have 3 restaurants and 2 bars. So we've got Chibi Chibi Restaurant. We have Pure Ocean and then Pure Ocean Beach Bar, all here. We have Hertz Rental Car on property. We have a full-service day spa over here, small meeting space. We have our studio suites. We have 40 total studio suites, and I'll show you pictures of those. We just finished renovating them. So they actually have fully equipped kitchens. We also have 8 accessible rooms. So we actually work with a lot of accessible divers and accessible dive groups. Our pool is also accessible. We have 2 ramps right here, and I just show you a better picture of that. So that's a nice feature that we have. Fitness center, we have our own casino on property. It's kind of the nightlife in Bonaire. And it's you saw in the video, we have roulette wheel, we have gaming tables, video poker, all of that. Pure Ocean Pier. This is like a concrete pier with steps that go in the water. We have chaise lounges that you can kind of hang out on. We have this is actually our tiny little natural beach here. Bonaire's not really known for beaches because it's more coral reef. So a couple of years ago when we did our big major renovation, we actually built a man-made beach, which is here with steps that go in the water. We do food beverage service there. Over here, we have our amazing dive shop. Above it, we actually have meeting space. And again, where our resort is, there's a gate on the side of the property. So if you walk out that, it's literally a 5-minute walk into town. And as soon as you walk out the gate, there's a sidewalk. And 1 minute from the resort are 4 amazing restaurants. One of my favorites is Capriccio. That's a really nice Italian restaurant. At Sea is right there. So literally steps from the resort, you've got that. And then you keep walking, puts you right into town. And then also right across from our main entrance, literally not even a block away is a market. And they actually have, all types of groceries. So you can walk over there, especially if you've got a studio suite with the kitchen, you can take advantage of that. And then the main grocery store is right on the other side of town. So it's like less than 10 minutes from the resort. Here's a parking lot. That doesn't sound very exciting, except for the fact that for people who want to do our truck diving package, we actually have a tank pickup station in the parking lot. So you can grab your tanks, throw it in the truck, and, go out and hit all the dive sites on your own. Last and certainly not least, most important is our awesome dive pier, which is here. So here's a good shot. I like this because it's from the water. So again, you can see those ocean front rooms here. Oops, sorry.
See the full preview now that you're into more of the image pictures.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can
you want me to do what?
Full screen share on your computer so that we can see the image?
Okay. Let's see. Like that. No, that didn't do it.
If not, just go ahead. That's okay.
All right. Sorry. Actually, I don't know what I did there. Okay. Anyway, so ocean front rooms here. Chibi Chibi, the main restaurant. Pure Ocean. The beach bar over here. Natural beach, that concrete pier I was talking about with the chaise lounges. The beach we added is over here. And then this is actually the dive shop area that leads out to the dive pier over here. And then here's actually, I really like this slide because I think the dive pier is one of our best features that we have at the resort. And the cool thing about it is, as I mentioned, our resort sits on Calabas, which is the house reef. It actually drops down to 134 feet. So you can actually, see the blue line here where it drops. And then, of course, we've got a great dive team, with all of our dive managers. We have 5 custom dive boats at the resort. Even though Bonaire is known for shore diving, we do a lot of boat dive packages. It just makes it easier. You step on the boat. They're still going to take you to all those great dive sites all up and, down the coast. And with the dive manager, one dive manager always stays on the boat, and then one manager goes down with the group, which is nice, obviously, for safety. And then obviously they can point out, local points of interest. They actually know where some of the marine life kind of hangs out and lives, and it's really cool and helpful for them to point that out. Great feature, we keep our tanks here at the end of the pier 24/7. So literally you can come here and grab a tank at 1 in the morning and go for a night dive. So at your schedule, you just kind of grab and go. Shower and rinse stations right here at the end of the pier, makes it nice. Obviously, you can use the steps. It's about 3 feet deep here. You can jump off the end of the pier, you know, and swim out. It's about 20 yards to where that drop-off point is. And then one of the features that people love is, you know, we have the lockers right here down the pier and at the end. And it just makes it nice because you can rinse your gear up, hang it up, you know, and it dries, and you don't have to lug it, you know, back and forth to your room, obviously. You know, it's locked up, stay safe there, and it's dry waiting for you for the next day. And then if you come back this way, this actually will, you know, bring you back to actually where the dive shop is. And so since we're in dive, I'm just going to go ahead and share with you. So the dive operation, which we own, is Divi Dive Bonaire. And so we have, of course, the 5 custom dive boats. We have, you know, rental gear. We have new gear available for purchase. And then we have several different dive packages that we offer. All of our dive packages, of course, include the room, breakfast daily, and transfers to and from the airport. So we have a shore dive package, which is your unlimited tanks for shore diving. So basically for people who want to kind of dive our house reef. We have our truck package, which again is going to give you a rental truck for the week. And that's going to be for people who want to go out on their own. And, you know, that's a great thing about Bonaire. You drive up and down the main road. There's yellow boulders painted that have the name of the dive site. So you park, you know, walk down to the beach and swim out to the dive site. So again, you have your unlimited tanks for that. And if you do the truck package, you actually pick the truck up at the airport, and then you drop it off at the airport when you're leaving. So that makes it easy. And then, as I mentioned, the boat dives, we do a 2-tank morning boat dive package with unlimited shore diving. So then you've got your tanks for that. And again, breakfast daily is included in that. And then we actually even have what we call a create your own, which is more of an a la carte. You can mix and match, pick, you know, whatever you like. Most of the dive packages, you know, are based on a 7-night stay. That's typically how the flights have always flown into Bonaire. American, a couple of years ago, they added additional flights. So they have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday flight. You know, so you can do anywhere if you want to do, you know, most people are there going to go to Bonaire, whatever. You know, we can, you know, work around that. With all the dive packages, you always have the option. You can add afternoon boat dives on if you want. You can upgrade to nitrox. And then we have several meal plan options as well. You're always going to have breakfast included. We have a lunch plan, a dinner plan, and then we also have a true all-inclusive that's unlimited meals, drinks, and all your alcohol. So people kind of kept asking us about that a couple of years ago. So we have all-inclusive at some of our other resorts. So we did it here, and it's actually been really popular. It just makes it easy for people who are just really hardcore, want to dive. You know, they don't ever even have to, you know, leave the property if they don't want to. And then on top of that, through the dive shop, you know, we're our PADI 5-star. So we offer every single type of course you can think of, from Discover Scuba to your open water certification, to more advanced things, rescue diver, dive master. And then we actually even have, you know, some specialty courses, you know, buoyancy, night diver, search and recovery. So, you know, we can line that up for anybody who wants, you know, more advanced training. A lot of people always ask me, like, with the boat diving, like, how does the schedule work? So the boats are going to leave at 8:30 every morning. And again, it's going to be a 2-tank boat dive. So they'll go to 2 different dive sites. The boats come back. They typically get back to the pier right before lunch, about 11:45, 12. And then the afternoon boats leave at 2 and typically get back around 3:30 or 4, depending on, you know, where they're going. And as I mentioned earlier, you know, because of where we're located, you're typically only on the boat anywhere from, you know, 10 to 15 minutes, depending on what dive site you're going to actually go to. And so the dive managers will actually, they create a schedule at the beginning of every week. So especially if there's a dive group, you know, obviously we try and keep them together. And so you're going to be on the same boat with the same 2 dive managers for the week. And that typically works really well, and that's what people like. And so they'll, you know, go over with the group and, you know, decide on which different dive sites they want to kind of go to and see that week. Okay, this. And then I'm just going to kind of show you this. These just have some kind of good pictures here. This is actually a picture of one of our oceanfront hotel rooms. So they're either king beds or 2 queen beds. Like I said, the majority of the rooms at the property are the hotel rooms. We've got great happy hours. We're kind of famous for those at the beach bar. Here's a shot of the dive shop. It's really modern. We did a big renovation throughout 2015 and 2016, and then have been doing ongoing stuff. Like I say, we just renovated all of our studio suites. I'll show you pictures of those. You know, enhance the walkways, landscaping, all that stuff. So we're always adding and doing new. You probably saw in the video, we have a learning center actually in the dive shop as well, flat screen and, you know, Apple TV. And so we can actually do all the courses through that. Here's a shot of that, the beach that we actually made. And like I said, food and drink service is available there. And then there's steps that go in the water. Good underwater shot. Casino, I've already mentioned that. Here's a shot of Chibi Chibi. So it's actually a la carte and serves lunch and dinner daily, which is nice. So obviously fresh catches. Pure Ocean, we do a breakfast buffet daily there. And then 4 nights a week, we do a themed buffet dinner. And then the beach bar actually stays open. It opens in the morning. It's like open from like 10 and then it closes at 11 at night. Happy hours, casual food throughout the day, pizzas, burgers, sandwiches, that kind of thing. Another shot of one of the freshwater pools, one of our dive boats. This is a shot of Pier Sun Deck. Again, the massage and drink service up there. It's just a nice vantage point. And there's a shot of one of the rooms with the 2 queen beds, massage service. And then typically, I don't know what I've done here with this screen. Anyway, we'll go here. So people always ask me, let's see. All right, it's not really any better. Anyway, these are the bullet points, and most of this I've already covered. I like to show this. This is the fish chart because people are always asking, so what type of marine life am I going to actually see there? So we have in Bonaire small to medium size marine life, which is great. So there's you know, just an array of different things. The tarpon are really cool. Of course, they come out at night. So that's a really cool experience to see. We have kind of a
Hey Parker, if you don't mind,
yeah.
Can you click on the view tab at the top and just go to full screen mode for us?
All right, perfect.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So again, there's the fish chart there. Just more images of the property. We did renovated all the bathrooms in all the hotel rooms too. So there's a shot of those. And then so the specials that we have going on now, these are our monthly dive specials. And so these are good for travel this year and next year. So the way this works is if you book the 2-tank morning boat dive package and you travel April through December, each month we have added incentives. So a couple of months we do 7th night free room upgrades, you know, free themed dinners, all that stuff. So if you have some flexibility on when you can travel, then you know, that's a good way to take advantage of that. And then just again, sort of a starting rate for the shore dive package, the truck package, you know, starts at this. The 2-tank boat dive package starts at $10.84, just to kind of give you an idea of how the packages are. And then this is actually coming soon. now actually be changed to it's here. So all of the studio suites have been totally renovated. So we actually used to have these screened-in porches on the outside. We got rid of those. We did the more modern balcony with the glass front, and that enlarged the room. So now we have the table and 4 chairs, which is actually inside the room. So obviously it's air conditioned. And so all the studio suites have 2 queen beds, a queen sleeper sofa, the dining area, and then actually a fully equipped kitchen that has full-size fridge, microwave, sink, stovetop. With that, we did all new furniture, new furnishings, and then they updated the bathroom as well. Actually, it's not a updated picture, but that's actually sort of the layout of the kitchen right there. And then the resort, both our dive manager and our GM they are just in the final phase of doing the new protocol, obviously with the COVID situation, how that'll be handled at the resort, as well as the diving. And at least we'll actually be sending that out to you probably the first part of next week. So you'll have that as far as all the steps they're doing with social distancing, masks, how they're rinsing the equipment, everything they're using there. So they've been really proactive. Like, I know all destinations and resorts are having to do that. So we obviously want our guests to be safe and to come diving with us. So it's a great place. Our company has been around, Divi's been around for over 50 years. We've had the property in Bonaire, that entire time. So it's just, we have a really great track record as far as, our staff, the diving experience and everything there. So we have something for everybody. And another good thing is, as I pointed out, the resort, it's a full resort. So a lot of people have, when I see them at trade shows and different things, like, I'm a diver, but my husband or wife isn't. What can they do? And so again, there's a lot to do actually on property. You can walk into town, and we also have an activities coordinator that's actually in the lobby, and they can put together any type of island excursion, kayaking through the mangroves, doing the Jeep tour through the national park, just a full island tour. So there's a lot of options for people through that as well. Is me kind of covering everything, I think. Do we want to open it up to questions?
Parker, yes, we will. I just wanted to say to the audience that Bonaire is always in our top 3, always generally one of our top destinations that we sell. It is an island for divers, and it's not only for the beginner diver because everything is so easy there, but also the advanced divers keep going back, groups keep going back. The Coral Restoration Project that is going on in Bonaire is amazing. Stephen Frink was just down there, the publisher of Alert Diver magazine, photojournalist, and he's going to do a 6 to 8 page feature on Bonaire in the fall issue of Alert Diver. And he just came back wowed away of what is being done and for marine protection, but also for the coral regrowth. So, and we also represent Divi Resorts in Aruba and Barbados. So we're here and ready to help you plan for your future trip. And I will have Kim come on now and address some of the questions that came on during the presentation. Thank you, Parker. Great presentation.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Hi, Parker. How you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. So we had some people asking about night dives. So are those done by shore, or do you go out by boat and do those, or how does that work?
Well, so as I mentioned, we keep the tanks at the end of the pier, so it's just people can go at their own, on their own schedule. So they do that on their own, and again, they can go whatever time. When I've been down there, you go out at midnight and you see all the little lights in the water, which is cool. If we have 10 or more divers that want to do a night dive, that can be scheduled, to actually go out on a boat. We can do that. It just depends on the availability of the dive staff. We check with the dive manager to line that up, but that is an option. So,
okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. And we had some people asking about how the shore orientation works, the mandatory checkout dive on the first day they get there, or the next day, I should say. Can you touch on that?
Yeah. So typically I always use Saturday to Saturday. So you fly, you land Saturday. So that very next morning, like on Sunday, the marine park orientation is going to start. You actually meet outside of the dive shop, and it lasts about 45 minutes. And they basically go over Stanapa and basically, you know, how to dive, because all of the coral reef is an underwater national park, so it's really well protected. They go over that, and then you actually do a checkout dive, you know, just to make sure all your, you know, that you know what you're doing, get your buoyancy right, you know, so you know how to do all your equipment and all of that. So that's going to be done in the morning. So for people that are doing like the boat dive package, how it would work is, so that Sunday in the morning, you would do the orientation and the checkout dive. And then that afternoon, you would do a one tank afternoon boat dive. And then starting Monday through Friday, you would have the 2 tank morning boat dives. And, or if you added the afternoon boat dive on, you could do that as well. So typically, like, let's say the 7 night stay, 2 tank boat dive package, it's going to be 11 boat dives, you know, so that 1 afternoon on Sunday and then 5 days of the 2 tank in the morning, or 16 if you add the afternoon boat dive on. And then I always tell people, you know, again, you have the option. We actually have Hertz rental car on property. So if people that want to do like the boat dive package, you're going to have your tanks for unlimited shore. So you could always rent a truck for maybe a couple of days, you know, to tack on if you wanted sort of the best of all worlds, what I say. So that's an option too. Or, you know, I have people who are like, no, I'm a hardcore shore diver, you know, so, you know, I want to go out on my own and, you know, get all these dives in, then, you know, truck package would be better for them. So like I say, we have all kinds of options, you know, whatever people want to do.
Okay, and we had Pedro on Facebook asking about wreck dives. So can you touch on that? I know there's a good wreck dive you can do by shore.
Yeah, there is. So it's called the Hilma Hooker. And so there's actually only, that's like the one wreck on Bonaire. And you can actually swim out to it. It's a shore dive. Our boats will also go there as well. So it's actually like an old container cargo ship that sunk. And, you know, it's a lot of people like to, that's one of the sort of famous dive sites to go to. Also 1,000 steps. That's really popular. It's actually 67 steps to walk actually down to the beach. But when you're coming back up with all your gear, they say it feels like 1,000 steps. So people like to dive that one too. So.
Right. And do you have any information about shore diving for single divers? Do you have a buddy system to pair them up, or how would that work if they're staying at the property and they need a buddy?
Yeah, we can actually, you know, do that. We can, you know, find a dive buddy for them. And, or, you know, we always, you know, we could have one of the dive managers actually dive with them if there wasn't someone at the resort, you know, available, another single diver, if you will.
Okay. We had a few people asking if you've got any updates on the flight situation in Bonaire, or the travel ban. Is it still just through June 15th, or if you had any news on that changing?
Yeah, no updates. The ban is still through June 15th. I know that, so the Dutch government, they're actually going to Bonaire the first week in June to sort of assess everything and, you know, again, go over all the protocol, you know, with all the different resorts, and to make sure that it's safe and, you know, can stick with opening mid-June. The last that I've heard, the Delta flight is scheduled to resume June 20th. And then the American flight is supposed to start flying again starting July 11th. That's the latest that I've heard. So.
Okay. That covered just about all the questions. We did have a question about dive lockers, if you have to bring your own lock, or are they provided, or If you know
Yeah,
anything
good
about that.
So you can actually bring your own lock. Otherwise, you can rent one from the dive shop, and it's $5. For the week. So either way, yeah, you can totally bring your own lock.
Okay. Well, I think that pretty much you covered everything else. So it was a great presentation. So I'll let you come in, Elisa, unless you can think of anything else.
I'm all set. I think that we all just can't wait to get back to Bonaire. Like I said, Bonaire is a high repeat destination for us. We have so many clients that go each year, 2 or 3 times a year, because the diving is just so great. And Divi Flamingo Resort is really a resort on the island. So we're looking forward to having our clients go there and getting back ourselves. Thank you, Parker.
Yeah, my pleasure. Nice to see you guys.
Have a nice night.
Thanks, you too.
Bye-bye.